Friends, this is Simerjeet Singh back again with the Ask SJS series, wherein you send in your questions and I do my best to answer them and resolve your queries. I received one this morning via WhatsApp which says, if we have no control over the outcome of any situation, should we allow that situation to overwhelm us? The answer, in a very short answer, is no. If you allow a situation over which you do not have direct and immediate control, if you allow that situation to overwhelm you, you are giving up the only opportunity that you might have to contribute to that situation positively. So it's very important that you retain your composure. Even if you have direct control, you should still retain your composure. You should still retain your balance so that you're able to view all sides of the situation and so that you're not driven by emotions alone, but by logic also. By and large, human beings are driven by emotions. We make a majority of our decisions using emotions, but we need to find, and this is where we need to exercise our ability to use logic also so that we stay balanced. And most importantly, why? Why am I asking you to do this? So that you can still contribute positively to the situation, to whatever's going on, whether it's in your control or whether it's outside your control. Because once you lose your balance, once you allow that flood of emotions to overwhelm you, you're going to make all sort of wrong decisions because your decisions are now fueled by instinct and emotions rather than by logic and facts. So it's very, very important. Let me continue reading this message. Some youngsters are getting over-emotional over the ongoing agitation. My son, for example, cannot tolerate anyone saying anything against the farmers to the point of his voice cracking and tears welling up. Now, I do understand that, human beings, our primal instinct is we see something, we see an image, we see a visual, and we feel rage, we feel outrage over what's going on, and without any filters, and we allow that singular emotion to drive our entire thought process, which probably is not the best thing to do, because then we become one of the crowd. Then we become part of the problem, not a part of the solution. So here are some tips for whoever finds themselves in a situation where they are full of rage or anger over things on which they feel emotionally about, but they don't have direct control. Number one, as I already mentioned, do not allow yourself to get overwhelmed, because if you get overwhelmed, it is going to affect your judgment. And if you lose your judgment, you will not be able to contribute to that situation positively anymore. So it's very important that you take a step back. You become aware that now you are being driven by your emotions. You take a step back. You take a deep breath in. You meditate. You do something to break that cycle. Stop. Get off Twitter for a while. Get off WhatsApp for a while. Get off the social media that's fueling those negative discussions for a while, and breathe and just be in nature, or take a break of some sort and come in with a fresh perspective, a perspective which can actually add positively. So no, I'm not asking you to bury your head in the sand. I'm not asking you to overlook what's going on in your surroundings. But what I'm asking you to do is to be a positive contributor. And that will require that you exercise your judgment and your caution and your logic and your reasoning. Number two, don't get carried away with the flood of emotions that might be evoked by a single image or a single video. Please remember, this image could be coming from an IT cell, from an entity that wants to spread violence and hatred among people. It could be morphed, it could be edited in a way to provoke your emotions, it could be designed to spin your emotions into a certain way. So be careful before you jump to conclusions, especially regarding visuals, speech, and videos on social media. They might be just telling you one side of the story, an incomplete story, and they can add fuel to the fire because that's what the intent is. The intent is to drive hatred. I had to let go of certain people on my social media timeline because they were continuously posting videos which are going to add to the toxicity even in our WhatsApp groups, we requested among college friends, let's keep politics and religion aside. If you're so inclined, find somebody to have a discussion one-to-one, because the moment you post something in the group, there's going to be a counter argument. Everything has two sides. So once you post something which you feel very strongly convinced about, there's going to be a counter argument. And between the argument and the counter argument, you're going to lose your friendships. So it's important that you keep them on a one-to-one basis where you can debate and have a healthy discussion. So that's point number 2. Don't get carried away with emotions. Number 3, my young friends, I urge you to convert your rage into compassion. Convert your rage and anger into compassion. If your friend is not able to see your point of view or agree with you, or you're suddenly thinking, oh my God, why is this person so brainwashed? Instead of feeling really angry at them, I want you to feel compassion. And this is going to take some inner work. And what I mean by feeling compassion is, I wonder what piece of information he or she does not have. I wonder what hatred, what early conditioning, what subconscious conditioning has now kicked in and is preventing this person from seeing all sides of the story. I wonder why. I wonder what's going on. I wonder why my friend is not able to look at these facts, which are plain and simple. I wonder why he has lost his ability to see all sides of the argument and is just hell-bent on forcing a singular point of view on me. So instead of that rage, look at that perspective, that person, that situation from compassion and understanding, thinking, what's driving this? And that will help you to not feel hatred or anger at an individual level with your friends and your companions, with whomever you're having the discussion. You will just come to a point of understanding where you will see these people are not able to see things in a holistic way, and that's okay. Maybe they don't have the full information. Maybe just a part of the information has reached to them. So that's another something to keep in mind. Don't go around spending your entire day trying to convert these people to a different point of view. They've made up their mind based on the information that you have, and you've made up yours, and it's okay to agree to disagree, right? And as things change, maybe they're able to broaden their perspective. Maybe they're just digging in their heels right now because it's an ego point of view. Maybe the best thing for you to do right now is just back off from the situation and allow them to make their own conclusions or to change their own conclusions as more information presents itself. You be the shining example that you can be without being too rigid or too fixated on a singular point of view. Number 4, do your bit in preventing mass hysteria, especially in your WhatsApp groups. If you have a WhatsApp group of the colony that you live in or old classmates or whatever, and you feel a lot of toxicity jump in, not by trying to force people to stop having a healthy discussion, but tell them the cost of this discussion could be losing many, many friendships. So why don't people carry it on individually rather than throwing the toxicity in the group, trying to change each other's political, religious point of view? So be the sane voice in the herd of mass hysteria, because that's what electronic communication can do these days. It can promote and spread mass hysteria without people using their critical judgment or critical thinking. And that can be very, very dangerous because people suddenly jump to a conclusion, and that's unhealthy in a democracy. Number 5, this is from an individual point of view. Pray for the cause, pray for peace, pray for compassion and understanding, pray for progress of your nation, of this world. Meditate, visualize things working out. Write, speak, share things which will support peace, which will support mutual understanding, mutual respect, religious harmony, values that we've all been taught as right from the time when we were in school. So do your bit. Vibrations, they create little, they create ripples in the universe, right? So nothing is lost. In addition, I would also suggest we created a 2-part series on how you can change the world. Somebody asked me, how can I change the world? So I created a 2-part series in English, which I suggest you also watch, but very quickly. 5 things. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't let emotions overshadow your good judgment. Convert your rage into compassion. Prevent mass hysteria by being the sane voice among a group who have been carried away with emotions. And pray, meditate, visualize, and share something that will help people see the world in a more positive way. I hope that helps. Take care of yourself, and I pray for a better world. I pray for peace and progress and unity of mankind. Thank you.